if you're having a young daughter or young son at home, this video is a must for you. Now why? Because in this video we are going to discuss about 5 basic diet tips that you must follow at home to improve the academic performance of your child. So without any wastage of time, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to Wellness Munch. Now the question is, okay fine, how nutrition and academic performance is related, right? What happens when you have good nutrition, it will actually improve your memory. Yes, you'll be able to, remember many things that you're studying maybe. Apart from that, it will help to improve your concentration, your attention. You'll be able to solve much complicated problem. Your cognitive development will be in place. So there are multiple benefit that one can have, if they are having good amount of nutrition on a daily basis. Now the question is, okay fine, what are the diet tips that you must follow, to get all these benefits? First thing first, have breakfast. Now, the moment you are getting up in the morning, within an hour, make sure your child is getting a good, wholesome, balanced breakfast. Now, why breakfast? Because that is the first meal of your day, and after a long night's sleep, maybe after 8 or 9 hours, you are going to have the food, right? So your body or all your cells, they are in the sense of soaking the nutrition. They're all ready to soak all the good nutrients that you are going to provide. So breakfast is the brilliant time when the food absorption rate is going to be very high. That's why you need to provide a very good, wholesome, balanced food on the breakfast on a daily basis. It can be very basic stuffs like idli, dosa, sandwich, or someday maybe upma or poha. Anything which is hot cooked, anything which you have made at home with a lot of love and respect, that is going to be fine. But yes, of course, try to avoid the packaged breakfast cereal or the instant breakfast item. Those are not a very great choice, but you can definitely start the day with a wholesome, nourished breakfast along with some fruits, maybe some nuts and seeds. That is going to give a huge boost in your academic performance. Now let's talk about the tip number 2, which is have protein consciously. If you look at your diet, you will see you remember how many rotis you had, you remember how much of rice you had, but we never remember how much of protein or how much of dal or milk and milk product we are having on a daily basis. It may happen many days we don't have dal, or many days we just forget our curd or milk, like that. So what you need to do, you need to be very sure that every day you are giving enough amount of protein to the child, because it's their growing age, and protein, specifically tryptophan, tyrosine, this kind of amino acids, they really work wonders to improve your brain power. So you cannot ignore protein, and a good quality protein. So if you're a vegetarian, make sure 2 katoris of dal is there every day in your child's diet, or at least a glass or 2 glasses of milk and milk product should be there in the diet. So these are the choices for the vegetarian. Now if you're non-vegetarian, make sure 1 egg, 1 whole egg is there, or maybe a medium piece of fish, or 3 to 4 pieces of chicken. These are actually a good choice for fulfilling your protein requirement. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not asking or suggesting any way to introduce any kind of protein powder, because there's a madness going around that protein deficiency. It's not like that. Try to have protein from the good food sources. Those are perfectly okay for your child at the age of when they're trying for a competitive exam, or they are into studies and all that. So that is going to be enough for them, but just make sure you give them protein with every meal, some amount of protein with every meal without any fail. Now let's talk about the third point, which is the carbohydrate. Now what happened, if you have a teenage girl or teenage boys, and specifically during this pandemic, actually what happened, many kids, they have gained weight, and it's a self-image issue, right? That, oh my god, we have gained weight, now we need to lose weight. What to do? The first thing you can do is reduce your rice, or maybe completely stop having rice or stop having roti. No, don't do that. Since these kids are actually studying, they need constant source of energy, and your brain also thrive on glucose. So if your child is stop having, suddenly all of a sudden if your child stopped having a good source of carbohydrate, it is going to mess up. That's why what you need to do, make sure the child is having ample carbohydrate, like in moderation, not too much, not too less, but definitely try to avoid sugar. Okay, now what kind of carb is fine? Like for breakfast, as I've mentioned, dalia, suji, or idli, those are like the rice products, the fermented rice products. Maybe roti, paratha, bread, these are fine. For lunch and dinner, of course, rice, roti, paratha, this really works well. For the evening snack, maybe puffed rice or flaked rice, or popped rice or popcorn. These are a good choice of cereal. Have everything, but in moderation. The fourth point is, try to introduce as much as color as possible in their daily plate. Now I know it's a real challenge for many of you, since kids, they just refuse to have veggies and fruits, but that is what going to save their life. Yes, make sure there is some portion of green, some portion of red, and some portion of orange is there in daily diet plate. Like any leafy vegetables, like it can be spinach or any kind of leafy vegetables for that matter, or there can be beetroot, tomatoes, pomegranate, or orange colored fruits and vegetables like pumpkin, carrot, mango, right? So there are many colored vegetables and fruits available in the market. Make sure every day your child is having some form of colored vegetables without any fail. All right, because these colored vegetables, as you know, these are high source of micronutrients as well as biologically active compounds, which are anti-inflammatory or antioxidants in nature, which are actually going to give a huge boost in their academic performance. Now let's talk about the last point, which is no sugar. This is something which we must take very, very seriously. Like absolutely no sugar. No sugar means no commercial sugar. So please stop having all form of packaged and processed food, because those are nothing but sugar. No matter what they are saying, no sugar, low sugar, zero sugar. Those are all blatant lies. They use 63 names of sugar. So when you're buying the packet, you may think it has no sugar, but sugar is already there in some other name. Yes, that's the way they trick you, they fool you, right? So stop having all possible source of packaged and processed food, which includes biscuits, which includes all your instant noodles, instant pasta, instant fruit juice, or sauce, or any packaged food for that matter. So these are the 5 basic tips. Now let me give you 2 bonus tips which are absolutely necessary for the students. Number 1 is sleep. I can't tell you how important is sleep, because no matter how good nutrition you supply, it needs to get absorbed, it needs to get utilized in your body, right? So for that reason, you need to have at least 8 to 9 hours of good deep sleep every single day. Let me tell you, there is no sleep bank. So if you're thinking today I'm sleeping less, tomorrow I will sleep little extra and I'll make it up, no, you can't. Every day without fail, one must sleep for 8 to 9 hours, specifically if you're a young student, so that the energy, you get the best energy next day morning, and all the nutrition that has been supplied throughout the day gets absorbed, gets utilized in your body. All right, and apart from sleep, physical activity and exercise, that is also very, very important. Most of the kids are addicted to indoor game, or they are all sitting inside videos and all that stuff. Ask them to go out, involve them in some kind of physical activity as well as exercise. Now don't confuse activity and exercise, both are completely different. Activity is something where you don't have to literally work really hard to get the job done. Now the exercise is which you are doing and you're huffing, puffing, maybe you're sweating a lot, and then you have to do that. So that's the difference between activity and exercise. Now running can be activity for some huge physically fit people. Similarly, this running can be an exercise for some, right? So that's the difference. But make sure the child, your child is playing outside for good 2.5 hours every single day, soaking sunlight on their body, and that's very, very important for the overall performance, for the overall nourishment of your child. I really hope this video is useful for you. If it was, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We will be coming back soon with some other interesting video. Till then, stay happily healthy. Bye bye.